in the sequel. I was trying to use a big word, but I failed. Subsequent year. Ooh, I did it. Whoa! Math. I mean, English.
What are you reading books now?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Keith.
Oh, and I'm Hieu.
Come on. Let's try one.
Definitely,
Let's do one
you definitely
clean
say
one.
the whole thing.
No. Hi, I'm Keith, and this is Hieu.
Oh,
What?
that's right. No, you're
You
right.
introduce
It's been a
yourself.
long time. It's been a long time.
Hi. Okay. Whew, okay. Hi. Don't laugh. Hi, I'm Keith.
And I'm Hieu.
And this is Keith and Hieu Like Nerdy Things. The weekly podcast where we don't have an intro. We need an intro.
I know this is it's inconsistently good.
You know what's bad too is that okay, so we had a podcast before this. Some people know that. And like we used to have this same thing where we kept
And
going,
it failed.
man. Well, I'm just saying, we used to keep saying, oh man, I wish we had an intro. And now we always say that this time. I wish we had an intro. This is episode 26. We should probably have that dialed down.
We've done
by now.
26 of these plus
Yes.
the other
we've done
3 podcasts.
27. We've actually done 27. One never got released.
Oh.
So really, we've talked for 27 hours and we have yet to dial in the intro. So we should probably work on that.
It's like an undefined friendship. You know what I mean? We've talked all this time, but we've never really called each other friends. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's true, but okay.
I mean, like, we're not friends, but I'm just using an example. If we were to hang out 27 times and we'd be like, hey, are we friends?
Okay.
Would you come to my birthday? You know what I mean?
Right. Even though you came to my 16th birthday party when I didn't even know you.
Prospectively, 27 times or 27 weeks. Which is a long time for us.
Right?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
By this time we would have had 3 other podcasts.
That's true. 2 failed businesses, 3 podcasts.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's true.
I guess we do a weekly quarantine check because we're still on quarantine. Mm-hmm. I think Alberta is lifting the ban Monday. I
mean, but it's not really like it just means like certain businesses that were forced to close can now open, but you're still going to have to wait in line. You'll be required to wear a mask. They'll only be allowed to let in like 10 people. Like it's not really.
Like I think it's easy for us to say because we kind of follow the rules, but there are some people that will like still go to the movie theaters and still like just live their life normally. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think they will?
Probably. Yeah, I think people are selfish like that.
Yeah.
They don't really think of others in regards to like, hey, you know, like the only reason they're inside is because they can't physically go anywhere. But the moment it opens up, you'll see people just going to the malls. Like they might respect the 6 feet rule because people do anyways now, regardless of the COVID or not. People are still, going to probably do stuff they didn't do before, like go into Walmart or make a big stink of like, hey, why are you only letting 50 people into Walmart? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's it's a huge mistake, I think, to do things too early because people are really bad at seeing long term. Like they'll look at the stats. Like, so we live in Ontario in Canada, but this applies in the States too, lots of places. But so in Ontario, like we've been averaging like between 500 and 600 new cases a day. The last couple of days, it's been like 300 and some. So people go, it's worked. Let's open it up. But no, it's working. So do the opposite of that. Like if you give up, continue doing what you were doing because it was working. Like if you let up too early, we're just going to be back at the 1,000 mark a day. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's very silly.
I work in healthcare, so
true. I know, but it's just like even just like schooling, like Quebec is like going to let the kids go back to school. That is insane to me.
That seems dangerous.
It's just not worth it. Like I understand that the online learning is not great. Obviously, I understand. My partner is a teacher. It is not great. But I'm just saying, like, it's not worth it. What are they going to learn at the end of May? It's almost the summer. Like, this year is a wash. Like, we don't need to risk it. It's just not worth it.
So I'm going to be devil's advocate, and I know this is not that kind of podcast, but I do have to speak for there are some people. It's really just a disruption of life for those parents that kind of rely on that schooling system to quote unquote occupy that's right, occupy their kids.
Oh yeah, it's a nightmare. I'm very happy that I am childless and live at home, because it would be an absolute nightmare. But like, I don't know, it's not worth the risk.
It's back to selfishness.
Yeah, because even if I understand that kids are very low risk. Like, there's been some but in general, kids are very low risk. I get that. But like, the teachers aren't, the custodians aren't, like the parents of the children aren't. Like, that is, to me, it just feels so risky for so little benefit. I understand that we need parents need I get it. Like, it would be a nightmare to be at home with hyper bored kids right now. Like, it would really suck. But
or be off of work to babysit your kids at home. That's what I'm trying
to say. What's that?
Or to have to accommodate, be home earlier, or be off of work to kind of support your kids, or be at home for your kids.
I mean, like, most people are not working. I understand that a lot of people are.
But the people that are watching kids are probably the loudest. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, I have to be at home, or I can't work because of send my kids back to school.
Well, it seems like the loudest people complaining too are just the capitalists, the people that want to make money. Like, I cannot believe. Did you see the Elon Musk tweets?
Elon Musk tweets?
Oh, he is losing some love today. Whew.
Even after the ventilator thing?
Well, he is just like fully on board of opening everything up. He just wants to. He said it's like that's all he wants is to open it up, and then all the it's just funny. Like, all the more liberal leaning people that follow him are like giving him hate, and then all the more conservative people are just like praising him. But like, it's so it's just very selfish, because did you see the thing? So if Tesla's stock stays above a certain threshold, he gets a $750 million bonus. Yeah, I wonder why he wants it to open up again. Like,
for sure.
Like, it just feels so selfish to me, right? Like,
yeah.
Ugh, it's crazy.
Huh. I did not know that that was a thing.
Just today,
it seems a little kind of, which I do have a question for you, some local news, and I have I'm wondering your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So obviously we'll just transition slowly away from this, but there is a local restaurant. I'm not going to name names. Let's call it Manny's Steakhouse. And the
best part is by you saying that, I still don't know what you mean. So this actually was a code name. Anyways, I don't know if that was very obvious.
It's a local restaurant that recently burnt down. So it was in the paper that it caught on fire. Conspiracy or not conspiracy?
How did I miss that?
Conspiracy or not conspiracy?
Well, thoughts? I don't know because I didn't see the story, but I will say conspiracy.
Okay. That was a big topic today. I know it happened some time ago, but we were just
I didn't hear anything about this, so it wasn't much of a topic to me.
Maybe it wasn't local for you.
Yeah, that's true. I also very rarely go on social media, and I'm not reading local news. I read a lot of news, but not local. Not a lot goes on in our small town.
So, but let's say just in general, if a restaurant caught fire today, and I'm not saying any shadiness is happening, I'm just saying because of the timing, everything will be shrouded in mystery because of COVID.
That's
you know
fair.
What I mean?
That's fair. Yeah. You do feel bad for people. No, okay, obviously this is going to be a topic. Obviously you feel bad, but you ever see stories where this seems like it's not the same thing, but it is a wife dies or something. And then obviously the husband, you know what I mean, is the prime suspect. And let's be clear, it's usually them. But I'm just saying, can you imagine how horrible that would be if you actually were innocent? There's been lots of stories like that. And then you get dragged through the mud, but also you're still grieving. And then now you have to not be sad. You have to be defensive. And that happens. That would be the same thing with this. I don't even know the story, but can you imagine if it was innocent and then your place burnt down and then people think it was intentional, like that would suck too.
No, for sure.
It sucks both ways.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose for everyone.
Right.
All right.
That was our weekly check-in. Now let's talk about dorky things. I wrote stuff down this time.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's start with you.
Not a ton. Okay, so I still haven't been watching many things because I don't know if you know, but the TV in our house is 100% occupied with Animal Crossing. I don't know if you know. Like, okay, this is
I didn't know that, but I kind of made it.
Okay,
now that you say it, I'm like, okay, it makes sense.
Okay, I need you to guess something. It came out March 20th. So we're recording this on, what is it, April 30th. So it's been out for 40 days or something. How many hours do you think, as a family, I'll say, we have in that game? If you had to ballpark it.
If it's 40 days, I would say maybe an hour each day. So, because if I said 2 hours, 40 seems astronomical. 80 seems astronomically high. So I'm going to say 50. I'm going to say 50.
You are not even remotely close. We're over.
Is it 100?
We're well over 200.
200 hours?
Yeah, mostly Mel.
That seems scary.
Her account is over 200 hours. That's not including mine.
Is that the most she's played a video game for? And concentrated, like, let's say pound for pound, not overall.
Probably.
Maybe. But you did mention at the top of the show that, you know, she was a teacher. So
yeah, so she still has a lot of work, but it's not at the same time. It's like grading. So you can grade papers at any time, you know?
But yeah, I don't know how Animal Crossing works. Is it like over time thing? Like, oh, I'm gonna go fishing, and you sit there, and your avatar fishes, and then she can sit there and grade a paper while he's fishing?
No, you couldn't do that.
Okay.
You couldn't do two things. It's a good game for doing two things if your other activity is like listening to music or a podcast, but you couldn't be productive at the same time. It has to be two, yeah.
But that seems pretty high.
Yes, I'm less into it, but I've still played it a lot. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so that's what I mean.
What's a lot, though? When you say less into it?
I've probably played 40, maybe?
So an hour a day, which is
I'd probably play an hour a day.
It's the thing about it is, like, if you were to work out every single day, which for an hour, every day, Monday to Friday, that seems exhausting.
So what you're saying is my Animal Crossing biceps are like bulging.
So big.
That's
like the
true.
biggest. Yeah.
That's
like you'd be considered, if your physician were to ask you during your yearly checkup, like, how fit are you? You would be in the overly active section.
Right. So like the opposite of
excessively.
Real life.
Yes.
Okay. The exact opposite of real life. So anyway, since the TV has been occupied, I have not seen many TV shows or movies. And by many, I mean 0. But what I did do in the time since we've last spoke, I did read 2 books.
We haven't spoken in a week.
Yeah, I read 2 books.
So you've read 2 books and still played Animal Crossing an hour each day.
Yeah, and I did something else, which I'll get to too. I wrote 2 things down.
Wow. Yeah. Wait. When you were like, I wrote a list down, I was expecting a general, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 things, because that's what I usually have, 5 to 8 things. So you're like, I have 2 things. I
wrote 2 things. Well, 3 things, because 2 books.
Okay.
2 books and a new game came out.
That's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, not bad.
Before I get off the game, did you see the trailer for Assassin's Creed?
No, I did see that it was shared, but I didn't.
Ooh.
Does it look cool or no?
I thought it was really cool, but I like, to be honest, I like all themes of things. Like, I like every type of like I was thinking about that this week, about like just, you know, medieval, Vikings, samurais, Egyptians. I love everything.
But you've never played a different Animal Crossing.
I never played a single Assassin's Creed.
Not Animal Crossing, Assassin's Creed.
I never played a single Assassin's Creed.
We're like 10 in at least.
But still, though, the trailer looked really cool. I love that the IGN did do a breakdown of what was going to be in the game based on the cinematic trailer, which seemed crazy to me, but whatever. Like, I guess they need content. But I did watch it, so they did sucker me for a view. So, you mean, like, they got me. Right. But it was just funny to see a breakdown of a cinematic trailer and what they're like, this is going to be in the game. And I was like, how do you, like, there was a part where there's a battle scene, and in half a frame, there's a girl in the background, and they concluded that you could be both playable characters, either a male or female. I was like, yes, there's been previous iterations where you could be either a male or female, but just based on a cinematic trailer,
Right.
you cannot decipher that means that you could play at either. It's
That's
a trailer.
funny. They probably know more than they're admitting to.
Leading up to, but still though, it was still funny. And they're like, see these, again in the cinematic trailer, the main character was holding 2 weapons. So they were like, in the game you can probably double wield weapons. I was like, it doesn't work like that. That's not how that works.
That's funny.
Ugh.
There are some really good ones. The Black Flag, the pirate one, is really fun.
Mhm.
And I always get the names mixed up, but the most recent one is really fun too. There was a few in the middle where it's kind of maybe a 7 out of 10. Some of them, they're always decent, right?
Mhm.
But there's a couple standouts that are legit good.
Assassin's Creed had their chance to hook me, and they did not do it.
Was it with the movie?
It was with the movie.
No one likes the movie though.
I know, and that's why I was not hooked.
Which is unfortunate because it's the best actor.
Yes,
too.
Michael Fassbender. I was
one of the best.
So many great things from him. Post Magneto, I was like, oh my goodness. Was it post Magneto? I think it was around the Magneto time.
I don't know. It's so funny that literally I wasn't sure you'd even know who that was because I forgot that he was in Magneto, because I would think of movies like Inglourious Bastards or Hunger or Shame. And it's funny that you're like, Magneto.
Yeah.
We have very different likes.
No, I was but that's the thing, they had their chance to hook a casual viewer and they failed utterly.
That's funny. Do you know, I still think of Assassin's Creed, even though this is over 10 years ago, probably 15 years ago when the first one came out. Do you know that Kristen Bell was a voice in the first one and she completely spoiled the plot by accident? She didn't know it was a secret.
Really?
Because how how everyone knows this now, it's not a big spoiler, but how those games, they're set in the old, you know what I mean? This is Vikings. But do you know that they're also futuristic? In the first Assassin's Creed, well, I don't know if the movie was like this. It probably was, right? But
you didn't watch the movie either?
I didn't see the movie.
Even though you liked the movie, not the movie, but the game.
I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan, to be perfectly honest. I liked Black Flag and the newest one. Those are the 2 I liked and played to completion. But anyway, in it, Kristen Bell is a scientist, right? But in what we had only seen as the trailers was the olden days, right? And she totally spilled the beans on what her character was. So then people knew, it totally spoiled. And I just remember that because she wasn't really that famous at the time either. Obviously this was 10 years pre Elsa. Or not Elsa, Anna.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, it's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it. If you want to stay on games before I talk about the books, I've been playing a game obsessively that's not Animal Crossing that just came out yesterday. Do you know what dropped yesterday?
No. Obviously not.
Gears Tactics.
I did see the trailer for it and it seemed fun.
It's awesome.
Is it awesome?
It's really fun. It's so good.
When I saw the trailer, I thought of Halo Tactics or Halo. It was not Halo Tactics, but it was Halo
Wars.
Wars, yes.
Yeah. I never played that one. The big tactics game that everyone compares it to is XCOM.
Oh, okay.
XCOM
There's Final Fantasy Tactics as well.
Oh yeah, that was when I was a kid. That was a thing. But the big one that Gears is obviously the closest ripoff of is XCOM. That's what everyone would know it as. Very different from XCOM though. Now that I've played both, in a way that I like. Sorry, what?
You played both as in recently or?
Well, XCOM I've played hundreds of hours.
Oh, okay.
But the Gears Tactics, I like the differences.
An hour each day for 3, 4.
Yeah. I've only played, to be fair, Tactics only came out yesterday. So I'm probably 5 hours in. I'm on the 3rd or 4th mission. Real fun though.
Would you
really
recommend
like it.
Can you give us a review, a 0 to 10? That's what we should do. If we see something that we have, because we used to align stuff together. like you and I were like, hey, this week we should watch this, or this week
Yeah.
we should play this, and then we should talk about it. We've gotten to a point that we're not really friends anymore, and we just go see each other once a week, and it's like, hey, how was your week? I did this. Cool. How was your week? I did something completely different because we're completely different people.
Right. You like
So
Magneto, I like shame.
so yeah, let me what would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, I'm honestly, you can't review things when you're 3 missions in, but it's probably like 8-ish, 8.5. It's really fun. And it's fun in a way that it's more accessible. So people who love XCOM. So if you're listening to this and you love XCOM, there will be things you don't like because XCOM is like non-linear. So you can like pick what missions you're going to do. There's like certain ones that are timed, like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to save this person. And it's more like you build your base. Like there's a lot more of like a meta game. This one is like you do the missions in order. It's a story. Like it's Gears of War. There's a story. This is the mission. Go do it. But I kind of like that because there's a part of XCOM where I get stressed. I can't make a decision and I can't decide if I want to go this path or this path. And sometimes I get overwhelmed and then I just don't play it anymore. Whereas this game, I know I'll finish it because it's just like I'm going through the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And XCOM is also more punishing. It's very hardcore. Like if you move your person in the wrong place, he's dead and they die for permanently. Like it's like pretty hardcore. This game is much more because Gears is about like run and gun, like, you know, it's like balls to the wall action. So this one you get punished less for charging at an enemy and slicing them in half with your chainsaw. Like it's more forgiving, you know? It's pretty fun. It's like for you, so you haven't really played a tactics game. It's really like a board game then. Like I think you'd be good at those kind of games, right? Because there's rules and it's a top-down perspective and you're moving your pieces around. Like it is like a board game.
So it's a turn-based game then?
Yeah. So you have 4 units and then you can move your 4 units in any order you want. And then it's the enemy's turn to move. So you get you always have a full
And how do you, is it on a console or on your phone?
No, it's only on PC. Right now. It will come out on PC, but it's on Game Pass. So I didn't even have to pay. It's amazing. Like it's just on Xbox Game Pass. I paid it's $1 a month. I've had it forever and it's just there. Like it's so fun. It's not multiplayer, unfortunately, because tactics games don't really work in multiplayer, but that's okay. It's funny because it's made me want to play Gears. I think I'm going to play Gears this week. Like the actual one. Also, the graphics in the cutscenes are so good. Like it really has me pumped up. And it takes place before the first Gears of War. So it's good because I actually know the story because I haven't beat the campaign of every single Gears. So I don't really know what's going on. So it's cool that this one's before the other ones.
Yeah.
So it's funny because Gears makes me think of you because we played Gears so much together recently and a decade ago.
Yeah. I would say it's definitely one of my favorite games ever. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I just remember you being super into it back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would agree.
Cool. Tell me what you want to tell me. There's like no argument there. You're just like, yeah, I liked it. Yep. It was fun.
Yeah, it was good times.
Man, this is a riveting podcast.
Yeah. Well, I have a list as well.
Okay,
but usually by this point, I've gone through my list, right? So it's nice to have, it's a nice change that you have stuff that's on a list, I guess.
Yeah, I also read 2 books I could talk about, but I'm going to let you talk first.
Well, okay. Are we still on the my
We're on
range
whatever you
of
want to be on.
My range of conversation extends through TV, internet-ish, board games, no books, movies.
Okay, well, just start. You pick.
Okay, I will start with internet Netflix.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I watched. Wow. Now that I look at my list, I did a lot of Netflixing this weekend.
Did you?
Yes. I will start with the most boring stuff and then ramp up to the best part. There's 3 things on my list.
Everyone's going to stop listening, but okay.
Yes. Okay, here we go. You ready? I started with Extraction, the movie,
What is that?
with Chris Hemsworth,
Is it
which
new or
was
old?
trending number one. Surprise, surprise, trending number one.
Huh.
It's directed by the Russo brothers of the Avenger movies.
But is this new or old?
Brand new. Just came out.
Oh, is it a Netflix
Yeah.
original?
Yes, I think so.
Huh. Never even heard of
Yes.
it.
Surprise, surprise, I fell asleep right at the very end. But the little bit I did see, really good. Even though Rotten Tomato gave it like 70. And I think it was it was not fresh. But we still gave it a chance, and we watched it, and I surprisingly enjoyed it until I fell asleep. And then every time I fell asleep, I tell her about the whole, when we were in high school, we'd go to Blockbuster every Friday night, rent a movie, watch the movie, but I fell asleep through the whole movie, and then you guys finished it, and then you guys would give me shit, but it didn't matter because we did that exact same thing every single week.
Is it actiony? What is it?
Action. Super action. Very Jason Bourne, but not dizzy.
Okay, so sorry, not directed by the Russo brothers, written by...
Oh, was it written by it?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, though. Sorry.
Directed by Sam Hargrave.
They flashed their name on the screen, so I got super pumped during the credits, during the initial thing. So,
oh, you know what it is? This is the John Wick style. The director is the stuntman from Avengers. So, like, you know how, like, John Wick, like, the action's so good because it's Keanu Reeves, like, stuntman or whatever?
Yes.
So that's what it is. The director is a stunt guy. So that's why it's so actiony. And it's based on a graphic novel, eh?
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah. See, I never even heard of it, and I'm telling you facts.
Yeah, but you looked it up. Just
true. But I mean, like, you probably could IMDb'd it before you recorded a podcast. I'm just saying, whatever. It's fine. No. You do you. So should I watch it?
No. It was good enough to watch, but just because if I were to decide if you could fit it in your very clearly tight window of like reading books or playing Animal Crossing, I feel like it would not be worth the watch for you.
Okay.
It's the lowest of my 3 Netflixing.
Oh, that's true. So tell me your other 2, and then maybe we'll see.
We have to rate it, remember? Because we talked about it. We talked about giving each other a rating. I'd give it a 7.5.
Okay.
7.5.
I knew that was going to be your rating.
I think it's my. I don't want to say it's crappy, but I don't want to say it's good. So it's a 7, 7.5. Yeah.
Okay.
If you like actiony and if you like Hem, sure. But if you don't like any of those things, don't watch it. If you went into with the same intentions I did, as in like this is gonna be a mediocre action movie with Chris Hemsworth, I would watch it.
Do you see him topless?
Yes.
Okay, I'll watch it. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Did you see? Hey, before we get off the Hemsworth topic, did you see that video that kind of went viral with Woody Harrelson and Liam Hemsworth?
No.
That was a good laugh because it's old. It's from the Hunger Games because they were both in the Hunger Games, and it's really funny. The interviewer asks Liam a question about Chris, and then Woody Harrelson realizes, "Oh, you guys are brothers," and it's really funny.
Good.
It's like a really like wholesome, innocent moment of Woody Harrelson not realizing that Chris and Liam Hemsworth are brothers, and it's just like it's a pretty funny interview.
I have to see it.
Yeah, you should. It's like has a lot of views.
Okay. Second Netflix thing.
So this is in the middle.
This is in the middle. I watched middle as in like how much I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Compared to the 3 Netflixy things I did this weekend. I watched Safe, this series.
What?
Safe. It's called Safe.
Oh, it's just called Safe.
It literally is just called Safe.
Okay. And this is a show?
It's a TV show. It's about a daughter that goes missing. And a father is frantically searching for her.
And the father... Liam Neeson.
The father... Yeah, no way. Surprise, surprise. The father is Dexter.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that. Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. I watched the first episode. fell asleep for the second episode. We revisited the series the following day, and instead of repeating the second episode, continued on because I was like, just fill me in with what you missed. And then we completed the rest of the 8-episode TV series.
Okay.
And as a whole, I would give it 7.75.
Okay.
8. I wouldn't give it an 8, but I'd give it like just below an 8. Like it was watchable.
And is that a Netflix one too?
It is a Netflix one as well.
What's weird is that on IMDb it says Netflix, but it says 2018. Has this been up for a while, or did Netflix just get it?
I think it's been up for a while. It was recommended to us.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Yeah, 2018 Netflix. Weird.
It's very comparable to one of my favorite movies. With it's called. Oh my goodness! It's so good that I remember the name. It's with the Choi guy. Oh man, it's gonna come back to me. But it's about a father trying to find his daughter.
Let's play Guess the Movies. You describe it, and I'll try to guess it.
Okay.
Taken.
No, but it's
Taken
like Taken
2.
No,
Okay.
it's an Asian male actor.
Jet Li.
He played in the new Star Trek as Sulu.
Okay. So, Searching.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. That was
you
pretty
win a
quick.
Win a prize. Yeah. So, after I saw that, I was like, "Wow, Searching did this in an hour." In this TV show.
Didn't Searching also only take place on a TV screen, or am I thinking of a different?
Yeah,
thing?
it was took place on the monitor.
Okay.
It didn't. It for the first 7 episodes, it felt like Searching, and then the last episode redeemed itself. That's why it's not an 8, because it took all the way up to the last episode, which I'm not like advertising like, oh, sit through the whole thing, like if you like the Searching part, then sure, you can watch it, and then the ending is actually really nice. It's not nice, but it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a while to get there. Like the Act 3 climax took a very long time.
That is often a problem with Netflix shows, I feel like.
Pacing?
Yes. That's their number one problem. Quite often the pacing is just terrible.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, now I'm very excited to hear what number 1 is. But also, it's nice to see Dexter again. He's pretty good, and he hasn't been in a ton of stuff.
I never watched Dexter, so I think it wasn't the same for me.
Well, Dexter is the opposite of what you just said. There's 4 good seasons, and then it's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. So you should probably stop at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because do you remember when that show first came out? I know you said you didn't watch it, but when that came out, that was the big debate. Oh my God, what's a better show, Breaking Bad or Dexter? Yeah, people don't say that anymore.
No, it's definitely Breaking
because
Bad.
Once the shows ended, they ended on very different notes. They began on similar, but they ended very differently.
Yeah.
It also didn't help that Dexter in real life married the character that played his sister, and then they got divorced as the show was going on. A little awkward. A little bit weird.
I feel like it would be for sure awkward.
Yeah. He also got cancer in real life, and I believe he wears a wig in the later seasons. That's not why it's bad. That's neither here nor there, but that's also unfortunate.
Wow.
Yeah.
That went from 0 to 100 real quick.
True. Remember he was in Game Night, though. That was cool.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Okay. Boom. Number 1. What's your number 1? I'm so excited.
Are you excited? I think you'll be extra excited for what number 1 is. Guess what my number 1 is?
Drag Race.
Ooh. No. Middleditch and Schwartz.
Yes!
The complete improv comedy special. We
watch
all 3 episodes.
You like it?
It was amazing, and I wish it didn't end.
Thank you so much. I had no one to talk to about it.
So good. So good. I will say that the second episode, there was it was
second
grounded.
Episode is the classroom one, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, law school or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was grounded, and I enjoyed it because it seemed grounded until I don't want to spoil it for anyone else.
Yeah, I know.
That's watching it, and then this happened. I was like, wow, they really they went
so
far
funny.
off the track.
it's so funny because, again, we won't spoil it, but it's funny because in that moment, Thomas also doesn't want to do that because he says that when I open this door, I don't think we're going to be able to put it back.
Yeah.
Like, he basically admits, like, as soon as I open this door, this is going to go off the rails.
Yes. So
Which it does.
It took us, I want to say, the first half of it, we were kind of still feeling out. We weren't sure what was happening because we didn't really know the premise of the show.
Yeah,
Which,
if you don't know improv, what really is jarring in the first episode is when they switch characters.
yes,
Because if you're
that's
not
what
used
threw
to
us
that,
off.
because like Thomas midway through will be characters who Ben has played.
Yes,
That is a bit confusing if you're new to improv.
yes. And I did not know that. And it kind of took us by surprise. And then once we kind of started warming up to that, it became very enjoyable.
Right.
So much that it was late that we watched the first one, finished it. And then the following day, we're like, hey, we should watch the other ones. And then, I don't know, I remember being a little sad that it was over. Like, I wanted more.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. And it's doing so well, which makes me happy. Like, it's really doing well. And I just think it's so funny. I love those guys and I've loved them for a long time. And like to see the success makes me very happy. And also to see improv get some like respect, because I think improv is very funny to watch. I like improv.
I think it's just hard to execute.
It is. And they said it was weird for them too, because they've never had a show recorded, because that's kind of the point of improv, that, okay, for this one, we can be as crazy as we want. It doesn't really matter, because if it goes kind of poorly, tomorrow's another night. But in this one, they filmed 4 shows and 3 of them had to be on Netflix. So that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no, I truly enjoyed it. Really did. I would give it a solid 9.5.
I would agree.
Yeah. You mean like it's probably not a 10?
Yeah, I agree.
Because of that. Yeah, you mean like it's you. If you weren't expecting it, I don't think like it's not a typical evening entertainment. Like you really have to be in the mood, I think, to enjoy it. If you're not one of those kind of people,
that's fair.
Right? Yeah,
like it's weird too, because like improv was like, Whose Line Is It Anyway was big. Like that was mainstream.
We both love Whose Line. Both love.
It was mainstream when we were kids. Like when I was a kid, people liked that show. Like you knew like the Drew Carey ones and the British ones before, but like we knew those ones as kids. Like we really liked those ones. But it's just funny that there hasn't really, I've never seen any other improv ever filmed. Is there ever been something posted? Like, I don't really think that's not really a thing.
It probably is.
It's rare though. It's considered a form that you're supposed to watch in person. Yes. And I agree. It's funnier. Like that's the thing too, is that Thomas and Ben are like Middleditch and Schwartz are incredibly talented. But like I've seen in just like Toronto, I used to go to improv all the time, and those people are like Second City or whatever. They're obviously not as talented as those people. And yet you still laugh insanely hard. Comedy when you're actually there is so funny. But then sometimes it's so different when you're there. Yes. Yes. And that's why I think that the fact that they pulled off that Netflix show, that it is so funny, is really surprising. Mm-hmm. Do you have any standout characters from, let's just say, the first episode? I just think it's so funny.
I think there's like specific standout because I don't have that kind of memory of standouts. Okay. If you mention it, I was like, oh yeah, for sure.
I like Short Paul.
Okay, so for sure, I like the moment you just knew who it was. That's right. Yes, you knew, and it was like in the moment and improv, and you're like, that is amazing. And I think that's what it hooked both me and Roro was that moment. I'm pretty sure. Like if I were to pinpoint the moment, we're like, that is actually funny. Like laughing, and we both look at each other like, that's Short Paul, and we're like, that's amazing.
Funny. That is funny. What a I'm so happy. To be honest, I even forgot that you were going to watch it, and I'm so happy.
I don't know the psychology term, But like after we post the videos, we usually tell each other, like you edit it and post it.
Yeah.
I usually re-listen to the video just to make sure. You mean like you want to kind of be better at your craft, right?
Okay.
So I do sometimes miss parts of the conversation that we have, even though we're talking to each other.
Mhm.
You'd be surprised how much you just kind of like autopilot.
Yes, in real life,
But
not just with
in real life.
podcasting. Just I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially that we do this over the internet. In
Yeah.
person, it's different.
Yeah. So and then when I re-listened to it, because we posted it pretty recently after we recorded, I think it was like
The same
not
night.
even. Yeah. I listened to it, and leading into the weekend, I was like, we definitely have to watch that. And then we watched it, and it was great. So it was a great suggestion.
Well, thank you so much for watching it. I do not have another suggestion for you because, well, you should play Gears Tactics, and I might watch a Netflix show, but
I don't know if that will happen. I will admit that just because I usually like kind of doing TV, Netflix-y things.
I know. You don't play a lot of games. I know that.
Yeah.
But you do have computers that are capable of playing it, and you own it's free, basically. But I understand.
Okay.
All
right. Here we go.
Here we go.
We're let's.
Here we go.
That was kind of half my list, so we can kind of I'll volley back to you, and we can talk about your books.
Okay. Well, I read Stephen King came out with a new book called If It Bleeds. It came out last week, and I bought it. I actually bought it, and I will admit,
like a physical copy bought it, or like
I bought it on
Kindle
the Apple bookstore. Okay. I will admit, sometimes I download books illegally. It's shocking. I know. So I'm sorry. I got to stop. It's like a library, but I did buy this one. I promise you, Stephen King, don't kill me. I did buy it. Okay. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's so good. I mean, I love Stephen King. I read every book, but
I feel like he's very polarizing as a author. Is how you say that?
Well, so he's been around forever. He's a million books. Back in like the 80s, horror books or like fiction books were just like not respected. Like that was a thing. Like if you were like snobby, you would like make fun of people who would read books like that. That has changed now. And it's not that he's gotten better. Like, you know what I mean? You can go back and read the old ones. It's just that I feel like fiction, and more specifically like horror or like thriller or whatever, has gotten more respect. Like that was just frowned upon. But also he writes a book a year, so some books are not going to be as good as others. You know what I mean? He literally comes out with a book every single year. And the other problem is because he has so much power now, they don't really edit him much. Like he probably shouldn't come out with a book a year. He should probably come out with a book every 2 years, and there should be someone looking over it more. You know what I mean? But he's at such a high level that like they kind of let him do whatever he wants. So some books could probably use a little bit of fine tuning, but it's really good. This one is 4 short stories, and all 4 of them are great. I would say 2 of them are 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and also, you know that show, The Outsider, that's on HBO. I know you haven't seen it, but that show, one of the stories is a sequel to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's very good. So that was one of the books I read.
Okay.
I read it quick too, real fast. Like two days.
Hour?
No, like 2 days.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty fast for a full length book. It's like
it's fat. I can't even fathom 2 days in reading a book. I'm going to be honest with you, for myself.
You can read one of the short stories, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
If Robo didn't listen to this podcast, I probably would have bought her. She's a book person.
Okay.
Like she's a big book person. That was like one of the first things that she kind of told me about herself.
Okay, great.
And if she didn't listen to this podcast, I would have bought that for her. But because she does, I should buy it today.
Well, she also might have better tastes. Like, I'm not saying that's the best literature of all time. I like all kinds of different books. But if he comes out with a new book, I am going to read it. But the second book I read, which is also podcast themed, have you ever heard of the podcast My Favorite Murder?
No.
It's like probably top 5 or 10 most popular in the world. It's very popular. Okay. It's 2 women who each episode they talk about like true crime and stuff. And anyway, they wrote a book together and it's
Oh,
called
wow.
Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered. It is.
Is it actually a crime book?
No, it's more of like an autobiography about them. Like their show is about crime. Like they'll review, like in the very second episode, they talked about Making a Murderer. In the first episode, they talked about The Staircase. Those are two like very popular true crime docs, but
Yes.
the book is not really, it's about them. And it's funny because I don't even listen to the podcast. Now I'm starting, but the book is hilarious. It is so funny. And it's not brand new. It's been out for 2 years, maybe. It is so funny though. It's great.
For someone that reads so many books, have you ever thought of writing a book?
I would love to, but I'm not. It's hard.
Okay.
I would very much love to. That's
If
like my
you
dream.
were-
You know when you like picture yourself, like if you're like, that's what my dream would be. I like the thought of being an author, but I don't think I am smart enough.
Okay.
Like what I want to do, like
So how
if-
do not smart people have books? They have people
Yeah.
write them for them?
yeah, or they're just bad books.
Oh, they're
The
just
thing is,
bad books. Correct.
I think it's a mixture of both, right?
Okay.
Like, but I don't know. I would love to. Like if I picture myself like the, like the fantasy, like I like the fantasy of like the author.
This is the first time I've heard of this fantasy, by the way.
who goes up to the cabin and writes and stuff. Yeah, I like that. That's cool as hell. That's not my life, but I like to imagine it. I've written a lot of scripts, which is different. Script writing and novels are worlds apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's way different if you just have to be like, then he picks up the gun. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's an action. It's not prose. It's not like a
Yeah.
poetry, right? The
If you
silver shimmering.
if you were to ask me what my dream job would be, what would you think it would be? Because I didn't think it was a book thing. I thought it was it's funny because I thought almost not the opposite of what a book, like a daredevil or like a thrill seeker. Like I didn't think that was you, but I thought it was more like you interact with people on a daily basis.
I
Writing
hate
books
people.
doesn't
What are
seem
you
like that.
talking about?
I don't know, man. I know you say you hate people, but anyways.
To be honest,
Obviously, we're
you
not
know what would
friends.
rank? You know what would rank higher above writing a book though? It would be playing D&D for money. That's the dream.
Okay.
That's the dream. Anyway,
Okay.
yours would be something with board games.
Okay.
Designing
I-
a board game.
Okay, so that is exactly it. Damn it. I feel so bad that you knew that about me and I did not know that about you. I have admittedly been on a very lull of board games
Yes.
lately, just because of the pandemic. So I don't get to see friends very often. Or not
And you
often. I
don't
get to see them at all.
love board games digitally. You'll play them, but you don't love it.
No. But I haven't bought board games at the pace I've been normally buying them.
Right.
Okay, I usually buy 1 or 2 a week, or 1 a week for sure. Big or not, sometimes I go all out, right? But this weekend was the first one I regretted not buying a board game.
Wow.
Board games now are on Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
Simon Games is one of the most popular publishing companies that produces board games, and I think they produce a game yearly, which I talked at the top of the show as well about kind of genres. So and I remember them kind of kickstarting this specific game, Zombicide, which you're familiar with.
Of course.
Um,
Wait,
this is one of my favorite games.
The original or like the fantasy version?
So
'Cause
it's the fantasy version that I
Yeah,
did not kickstart.
The Black Plague.
So the Black Plague is the one I didn't kickstart it, but I because I didn't get a chance to kickstart it.
Right.
But there was a chance for me to kickstart Zombicide Invasion, which is space themed.
What?
Alien themed.
Oh,
I remember
that's-
it very clearly. Very clearly, it was on Kickstarter, and I was like, "You are not getting my money. I do not like you." And I've been obsessing over this stupid game for almost a week. And I'm a knickknacks guy. I like the sparkle and shine of all like the extra bits. Like components are a big thing for me. Even if the game is real bad, I still like components.
Yep.
Okay. And Simon Games is notorious for only doing this on their Kickstarter. And then whenever it becomes available to the public, you cannot get it at all. And if you want to get it, you have to go on the secondary market.
So the game or just like extra pieces?
The extra Kickstarter exclusives.
Right.
So this weekend was my do I like this theme? I realized that I do like this theme, and I hate myself because it is probably my favorite theme, sci-fi and aliens.
Right.
And I went and I bought it.
Like
I
second
haw.
market?
Yes.
Or a Kickstarter?
I hummed and haw for so long because I was just on the fence. And I never really understood the biggest complaint that they had was like people hate that Simon Games does this. They put it on Kickstarter. And I don't know how you feel about this, but like I don't know if it's in any other genre, but in regards to board games, these guys notoriously do this. They post it on Kickstarter, they start it, and then these kids can't buy it. And if you want all the fun, they can't buy it because it's expensive.
Right.
So I think the original Kickstarter to get the components is $175 American.
Whew.
With everything, right? Which is quite a bit of money for a board game, right?
Yeah.
So on the secondary market, you can buy the base game for like $100, but it's the extra $75 that on the secondary market is jacked up 3 times. Yeah. And this boy, me, was a sucker, and then I saw the Kickstarter and I chose not to buy it, and I'm regretting it right now. And it only sparked it because at this very current moment, Simon Games has done their annual board game Kickstarter, and I obviously backed it. And learning from that lesson, I'm gonna just buy everything because I don't want to go back and just.
What's the new one then?
So, I know we're kind of moving to like geek territory, like super geek, but it feels like they alternate every year in regards to what they do.
Okay.
So the one that's currently on Kickstarter is Egyptian themed, and it's territorial. It's a kind of like a Catan based, where you take control. It's Blood Rage. It's the Blood Rage series. You remember Blood Rage, right?
Is it actually Blood Rage? Like it's the name Blood Rage, or no?
No, it's not actually Blood Rage, but it's one of the 3. It's the third of the saga of like area control type board games. So the first one for that one was obviously Vikings. Second one was Samurais. And then the third one now is Egyptian.
I don't know the Samurais one.
Yeah, we never played it. I had to go back and buy all the components again. Super mad about that. But I like it. I can't. I played a game by myself. It was fine. But so the third one, again, currently on Kickstarter, it's called Ankh. And same thing, area control, uses Egyptian gods, very fun.
Cool.
And then on the alternating year, they do Zombicide. So there was Zombicide Modern, which is like kind of like 20th century. Then there's Zombicide Black Flag, which is medieval. They followed up with Zombicide Green Horde, which is an extension of the medieval Zombicide. And then the one that I missed last year was Zombicide Invasion, which is space. Ugh. So yeah, I've been kicking myself all week. I bought it, but I feel like it's like a regretful buy, but I'm excited to play it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to play that Gen 7 game. You know, the Crossroads game? You know that one?
No.
It's like, it's Plaid Hat or whatever they're called. So it's like Dead of Winter.
Yep.
But it's like on a spaceship.
Okay, cool.
I really like the Crossroads games. The story-based. Yeah. Like, that's my favorite type of game. Dead of Winter is one of my favorite games. And I know it's not for everyone, but I love it.
I have the new one. We haven't got a chance to play it.
Which is that one?
It's the
Longest Night, or is there one after that?
It's the
Okay.
Longest Night. There's another one after that. I didn't even know that.
No, I don't know. I don't know either. I
Longest
don't
Night
follow
was
because
Longest Night
I
is the one I
like
have.
board games, but I don't have money. So I just whatever you buy, I'm willing to play. So like
Yeah.
I don't have a taste in board games. I just play what you let me play.
Yeah. Would I let you play?
What you let me play.
Yeah. No. I have Longest Nights. We'll get around to we'll play it.
One
We'll do a
day.
review on it. I've a couple more things because we're coming near the end. I keep forgetting that we're coming near. Like
You better talk fast. Talk fast.
yeah. We did watch finally our favorite show on Quibi ended. The Dangerous Game.
Okay.
It was so good leading up to the last 2 episodes.
Okay.
So good. Like so good as in like we really enjoyed Quibi. We look forward to it every week to watch The Dangerous Game. Like the 2 6-minute episodes or whatever it was, very short. And then it just felt like it ended abruptly.
Oh, that's too bad.
That was kind of our biggest complaint. Like it wasn't satisfying.
Do you know that by the time this gets released, it'll be too late? So this is not a good PSA. But do you know that the Quibi 3-month free trial ends today?
Really?
So like by the time you hear this podcast, if you wanted to sign up for Quibi, you have to pay. But I have 90 days free because I signed up in time. So I'm very sorry if you're listening to this and you didn't do it in time. I talked about Quibi for the last month or more. So
yeah, if you missed out on that, like, I don't know, we did say it, like it was worth the free 3 months.
Yeah, even if you don't pay a cent, it was free.
Yes.
I didn't watch any Quibi this week though. I really want to watch the Liza Koshy dance show. I didn't yet though.
Yeah, we got distracted with Schwartz thing.
Yes, I'm also kind of waiting on being able to cast to the TV, which is supposed to come in May.
Okay.
So that would be great because then I can watch it with Mel. Because it's stupid crowding around a phone or a tablet. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I agree.
Okay, you got 3 minutes left. You got to talk fast. Okay.
Last thing.
Okay.
So last week we talked about me re-entering the world of YouTube.
Right.
Yes. So I will say that will not be happening.
Okay.
Which I am a little sad about.
Because you didn't buy the shoes or you just chose not to?
Okay. So this is where I'm at.
Okay.
Maybe you can tip me over the fence.
Okay.
Because I was leaning on it and my feet are not in the water. My feet are in the water. I'm just not in it.
Your feet are in the water, but they don't have the Romaleos on.
Correct.
Okay.
So just so the people that don't know, real quick, I used to have a YouTube channel. I used to put up videos, mostly review-ish videos. Those are my favorite. I stopped doing it, but secretly I really did enjoy it. And I did kind of shoe reviews on weightlifting shoes. So this month or recently, the new like every 4-year release of this specific the Romaleos came out. So the Romaleo 4s came out, like, and I was gonna be like, if anything were to bring me out of retirement and post YouTube videos, it would be this.
Right.
So I was talking to you. I was so pumped. I watched some of the old videos. I got more pumped, and I truly was gonna do it. And then I watched other people's review videos, and this is my dilemma. All of them did not like it.
Didn't like the shoes.
Correct.
Ooh.
So do I purchase shoes that I know? It would be one thing if everyone loved them. Fair. And I was like, okay, well, it's an obvious buy. I should just buy them anyways. And then while I have them, just do a sweet review on them. Right?
True.
But based on the reception they're getting, mixed feelings. So I don't know where to stand or where I'm at with that. See what's happening?
I have a strong opinion. Can I share?
Sure. Is it a biased opinion?
No. Well, probably.
Okay.
I think that you are good at making videos and you would be better now than you were then because it's been 4 years. But I do think that
it's been 2 years since I made a video.
It's been 2 years? Okay, well, whatever. It's been maybe 3, I think. But anyway.
Sure, 3.
You're better and we have more gear, whatever. I think that the weightlifting shoes might be a waste for you because you're not as into the sport anymore. And if you're going to be doing that, are you just going to randomly start buying tons of weightlifting shoes and products again? Probably not. I don't understand why you don't make the exact same style of video, but about board games. That's what I feel strongly for. Because
so we're mixing two passions together and having a super passion.
exactly. And also, you're already purchasing the board game. So the shoes, like, even if you had unlimited money, it still feels dumb to buy the shoes. They were reviewed poorly. There's no reason for you to own them. But like the board games, you're already purchasing, even if you didn't make a video on it. So that's what I feel.
That's fair. I truly get that. But you can realistically, that I think the way in which I review shoes, I don't think could review board games in that manner.
You're not going to put a mini on a Lazy Susan and rotate it?
No.
With the smoke machine in the background? What? That'd be so cool.
I did that once with the shoe. It's just the vibe is not the same.
No?
I just can't do it. No, I say that, and then right now I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I've put a life jacket on. I just haven't got in yet. Like,
okay, cool.
We're probably a little closer than we were maybe 5 minutes ago. But yes, just for anyone that does pay attention to us and was looking for an update and where I was mindset wise in regards to if I was going to do any videos, but in the moment I watched a video on the review, someone else is reviewing the Romeo 4s and they gave it a poor review. It wasn't a poor review. It was like, hey, there's better shoes out there.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then I was like, the Romeo 2s, which is so funny. It's so funny to me that, like,
do you have the 2s or just the 3s?
I have a bunch of the 2s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I bought them in a bunch of colorways.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's funny. It's because of the Romeo 3s in which I bought a couple of the 2s because they made such a drastic difference. That's why. So, in weightlifting, there's, it's pretty predominant that you have heavier shoes just to kind of be more planted to the ground and, those kind of factors. In the I was trying to use a big word, but I failed. Subsequent year. Ooh, I did it. Whoa. Math. I mean, English.
What, are you reading books now?
Yeah. That's so funny. Anyways, in the following year, they made the Romeo 3s, they made the shoe very light, very non-weightlifting-y. So because I prefer a heavier shoe, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want I don't want this to kind of like, if my Romeo 2s kind of fell apart from use, I want to have a second one because I didn't really like the third one as much. So I went back and bought a bunch of them before they obviously went up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Your shopping habits are so different from mine.
Yeah. Well, it's in regards to that, it's like a jacket. You buy a jacket and you're like, I really like this jacket, right?
Let me buy 7 more of the same jacket.
Correct. Do you not buy 7 more?
No. I don't think I've owned 7 jackets in my life.
Okay, that's a bad example. Underpants. That's a perfect example.
If still own
bought
underpants.
A pair of, listen, no. Here's a scenario. We're gonna end on this scenario. If you went and let's say whatever underpants you're wearing right now, I don't really care. Fruit of the Loom, for the sake of this argument, let's say you're wearing Fruit of the Loom underwear.
Let's say you're wearing
at this very second.
Let's say you're wearing MeUndies. Use code Keith and Hieu at /meundies.com. No, we're not sponsored.
So if you're wearing Fruit of the Loom underpants right now, and you've been wearing those for years, whatever, okay? And then for Christmas, your family buys you a new pair of underpants. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Mac Weldon. Okay, sorry.
And then you wear them, and you're like, these are the best underwears ever. I'm never going, like, would you go and buy a bunch of those? Or just wear, like, it's significant. It feels significant. It's like the difference when I switched over to compression underwear compared to tighty whities. It was a big day for me. Okay. I literally went out and bought. I literally went and just got rid of all of my tighty whities and went and bought compression underwear.
Well,
The moment I wore one, I was like, I'm never going back to tidy whities. I'm wearing only compression underwears. Same thing with the shoes. I was trying them. I was like, okay, these are like really good. Usually, you don't know until you try something new. And because weightlifting, it's such a drastic change. I was like, no, I don't want my compression underwears to ever go away or be never sold again because I love them so much. So I went and bought a bunch of them. That's what happened. That's why I have a bunch. That's my theory on clothes. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening to this episode titled Tidy Whities. It will be available on iTunes, Spotify, all the places. We learned way more about Hieu than we ever needed to. And that's amazing.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.